and welcome to the Work Hates podcast. I'm Bron Lewis. This is Bretty Blake. Everyone has a nightmare work story, whether it is a shitty boss, a dreadful workplace, or an insufferable colleague. And if you've had none of those things, chances are you're the problem.
You are the problem.
Yes.
Today, we are joined by comedian, podcaster, and tracksuit wearer.
Oh, wow.
Daniel Muggleton.
Thank you so much.
That's very good. Hey, did you, because I said Brett's going to do your bio, did you think it was going to be better than that? Or
No, that was
good.
one more thing than I thought it was going to be.
He's like, he had three things in his brain for
that's
once.
good.
I count a tracksuit wearer as two things.
Ah,
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Tracksuit and
Wearer,
wearer.
yeah.
So I nailed four.
Yeah,
What's
you
that?
crushed it, dude.
That's
I've had
actually
two
way better.
coffees and a vape. Someone's back. Someone's back. Thank you.
Muggleton, how's your festival going?
It's been good. I got the family with me, so it's been like
Yeah.
a harrowing experience.
Yep. Are you staying at a hotel or
I'm
at
staying at an Airbnb in South Bank, which is the
Okay.
worst place in the
Yeah.
world.
Oh
It's
my
no
God.
good.
South Bank. I never go to South Bank, but every time my cousins come from Perth, they're like, let's go we go somewhere very Melbourne-y. And they always take me to South Bank. And I'm like, this is the worst part of fucking Melbourne, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in Perth on fucking steroids.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like if you want to be in Melbourne but experience nothing that Melbourne has to offer. South Bank.
It's
Casino?
everything's
Pretty
everything's
close.
sterile. It feels like a shopping center, and they're like, "Let's go here. Let's go to Ponyfish." And I'm like, "I don't want to go to fucking. It's a bar in the middle of the lake." I'm like, "Yeah, the Yarra's full of fucking shopping trolleys."
It stinks. So this is the first time you've done a festival with your family because you've got a baby.
I have a baby.
How old's your baby now?
The baby is about to be 9 months.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
Yeah, and so
So
I got
cute.
the wife. She's on mat leave, and
Yes.
then the baby, and then we did the full run in Adelaide, and then
Yeah.
straight to here. So we're about 6 to 7 weeks in.
And I had a very because your wife was backstage with your beautiful son.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God I nailed that because it's sometimes hard to tell.
Well, 'cause they're babies.
I
They're
can't
babies.
believe you
speaking to your-
misgendered my baby.
Yes.
How dare
I started
you.
talking to your
Dog.
wife. I started talking to your wife because I hadn't seen her in a while, and I was like, and I went, "Oh, you're breastfeeding."
He got real weird.
Why?
No,
You're
because
such a-
I just wasn't
you
expecting
made it. You made it worse.
And then, no, I did that, and I went, I didn't. Oh, sorry. And then I left, and then another comedian who we had on, Red Richardson, he was the same because he had a yarn. He's like, and we're like,
He's got a baby.
I know,
What's
but we're
wrong
like
with
two
him?
children, and we were like, because there's nothing wrong with breastfeeding or whatever. But
That's very big of you to say, Brett.
Thank you. I'm a feminist. You've heard it here on the podcast.
Oh my God.
But I felt like I was in her space when she was doing something, and I felt real bad.
You weren't sure if she was uncomfortable that a man with a mullet was staring at her.
Yes.
Well, just don't stare at her.
Yeah.
Just look
I
at her
do,
face.
I was
do
staring at her
stare
face.
at her.
I was
Don't
like-
not stare at her. Like,
Yeah,
what are you saying?
look at her in the
look
eye.
away.
I
yeah.
said, when am I next? No, don't drag me down there.
my
You put me in this. You
God.
put me in there into a corner, and I had to use
God.
comedy to get out. I'm
You
so
gotta
sorry.
understand. I walked in on this, and Mary's in there, just like, oh, they're just outside in the smoking area, and then it's just like Red and Brett being like, oh, we just saw your wife breastfeed, like smoking a cigarette. I'm like, you guys had a fucking wank, didn't you?
Yeah,
This is little-
together.
this is
That's why we had a cigarette
little
afterwards.
post-coital diary. Yeah.
It's the closest we've been to that amount of action in years.
Yeah.
This counts, by the way. This counts. Sorry, Dan. Your wife's cheated on you. Sorry.
I don't miss that part. The breastfeeding in public. I don't ever care about it, but people's reaction really really annoyed me. One time I went to a pub. This is like, what's it called? Somewhere in Brunswick, a pub in Brunswick Green, and I was with my first baby, and I was so excited to be out with my mates. It was my friend's birthday, and I was like, woohoo! And my baby was like 4 weeks old, and then I started to breastfeed her, and then this woman came over and
It's
was
always
like
women,
this.
I think it's never dudes who complain.
Yeah.
It's always other
This woman
women.
went like this.
Dudes don't want to ruin it.
No.
They're like, guys, shh, 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 shh.
Can everyone breastfeed? A support, please.
It's like seeing a rare bird.
Yes.
Get your binoculars
so
out.
Man,
weird. You guys
birds
are
don't give
so
me boners,
gross.
though.
Oh my God.
Wait, they
Oh
don't?
my God.
Dude,
Well, it
we're
depends.
different people.
How sexy is this bird?
Dude, look at
But
this
this
cassowary.
woman went, oh my God. And
What?
I was like, oh, okay. And then I went to the bar. And this was like 10 minutes later. I went to the bar and I was ordering a drink, and I overheard a woman complaining that there was a woman breastfeeding. They were talking about me. There's a woman in there breastfeeding, and the bar person said, and these are two women, and the bartender, she said, look, I can't stop her, but I will suggest she puts a blanket over it. I was like,
What the fuck?
are you guys talking about me, and the woman turned around and she was like, oh yeah, and I felt awful, and we left. I was like, I felt so, because it's the first time I'd done it in public as well, and I had a complaint about me. I was like, you're all fucking idiots. But yeah, when you get a man staring right at your tits when you're doing it, you're like, okay mate, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, I got told
Just
off
be
once and I
normal.
haven't done it again. You know what I mean?
Just be normal
You're a
about it.
fast learner.
No, it was more the fact that I was shocked because I wasn't. I didn't expect that equation to happen.
Mary was a
make
big
sense?
slut. You didn't expect that.
No, sorry.
Dude, she's a huge slut. Like, it's
She's
crazy.
got a baby. She puts out.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I was
condom,
there.
no
I was like,
worries.
she's put out once.
This is the only baby I'm aware of. Like, there could be heaps just out there.
She's
So,
breastfeeding.
are you getting
her.
much sleep with a baby?
She handles the night as best
Yeah.
she can.
Yeah.
But we've had like people staying with us, so the baby's like been in the room or whatever. I'm just
You've got
I don't know
people
anymore.
staying with you.
Yeah,
How
like-
annoying.
Like family come down to
Oh,
like
family,
help.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is
that's
actually
nice.
it is actually quite sweet.
I thought you meant
yeah.
like other like dirty comedians.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm just doing a weekend. Can I stay with you
Yeah,
and the
Aaron
baby and the
Gox.
dog?
Yeah, it's like Brett's like, Brett, we've told you to fuck off.
Brett,
I'm
you
just
live
trying to help. I heard someone's breastfeeding in here.
You live down
I'm
the
trying to
road.
get used to it.
Yeah. God, I'm
God.
trying to learn. I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
I'm here for the night shift. You've got no shifts here, Brett. Just trying to be a supportive friend.
Yeah.
Where do you usually stay? When you come to Melbourne, usually?
Usually like CBD.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
like up around this way. I've stayed in Abbotsford a bit. I like
Yeah,
Abbotsford
okay.
a lot.
I love Abbotsford, dude.
It's very
Beautiful.
nice. But yeah, so we're just like, we're like, oh, it's walking distance close. Because in Adelaide, we're 35 minutes out.
Mm-hmm.
We were like in this beachside, apparently like methy, bogany area called Christie's Beach,
Right.
which we adored. But it was
Okay.
nowhere near Adelaide.
Yeah.
Like we were there for 5 weekends because Adelaide is longer than every other festival.
Oh,
I
you-
thought,
and
I
you
thought it
only
just
come
felt
in-
longer, but it's actually longer.
Yeah,
So
you
long.
go in, and then you go home during the week? Or do
No,
you stay there
I
for
was
the
there
entire
whole thing because I was just like, you're on mat leave. Let's make some
Yeah.
memories.
Yeah. Like, let's spend some time
Whoa.
together. Let's go do something
we
nice.
might never be able to do this again. And I
this
was like,
is-
it's going to be great.
And
At
was
no
it?
point will it be stressful. At no point would it be difficult to, sabotage both your personal relationship
Yeah.
and professional life
I've never had someone.
simultaneously
I've never
next
had-
to a fucking casino and a river that's full of shopping trolleys instead of hope.
I've never seen someone
Dude.
get back to the, hey, do you want to be on the podcast? When and where? When and where? When and where? I'll leave the house right now. I'll podcast now.
Yeah, I've been podcasting a lot of days, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And was Adelaide good for you for 5 weeks?
We had the best time.
Okay, good.
We had the best time because it was
Yeah.
like this weird kind of holiday thing. Like, in terms of being a good comedian, but it's fucking Adelaide anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, It's
yeah.
all, that fringe is always just a bit of a mess, I think,
Yeah.
for us. But
Were you in the gardens? Where were you?
Yeah, I was in Gluttony. I was in
Oh,
the
great.
shipping container outdoors.
Yeah, how was that for you?
It's
Mixed vibe?
ideal.
If you could pick a
Everyone
perfect
loves
comedy
it.
venue, it would be that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Outside.
amphitheater.
But
That's the vibe.
But I also want it to have a vibe of like the dock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be in a freight container that's hot, but
Like-
also outside that's freezing.
Yeah,
What
like an
time are you on?
amphitheater built by the CMFEU. Like that's the vibe. That's what I'm looking for, dude.
Were you on late? Or
I
were
was
you
on 9:15
Okay,
p.m.
so it was already dark because there's some people who do it actually in the sun, in the daylight.
I would do those lineup shows there sometimes,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is just such a strange gig because some of you are wearing sunglasses, but you're not blind or cunts. Like this is just a reasonable choice given the situation.
I love that gig because I do that gig outside a fair bit every year. I fucking always have a great time. But there was one year that I think it was Dave O'Neill, and he goes, mate, I've sold out my whole run in this garden. I was like, I don't think you have because it's outside. You could literally fit another 2,000 seats in here. And he's like, no, I've sold it out. I was like, dude, get him to sit on the fucking hill up the top.
Yeah.
Keep selling, baby. Keep selling.
Yeah, but they won't let you.
No, they won't let
They
you.
won't let you.
And
dude.
also, people
Oh.
can listen to your show for free because it's just
Exactly.
a fence there in the way. If you were if you're a tight ass and you love Daniel Muggleton, fuck, Adelaide's a perfect time.
Yeah.
You could just stand at the fence. You could see him as well from the
Look,
street.
I reckon treat me like a music festival. Jump the fence. Like just go straight over the fence. Sit down real quick before anyone
Yeah.
can chase you.
Yeah.
I
Like-
love when you go to those gigs and there'll be a possum that is in a tree. Who cares? But the whole audience is like, "Whoa, a possum, guy!" And then the show has to stop because
Yeah.
they're watching the possum. See what it does. You're like, "No worries, I'll wait."
Well, I'm also watching the possum.
Yeah,
in their
okay,
defense.
good.
There used to be a possum in the Good Chat Comedy Club
Oh yeah,
downstairs.
yeah.
Yeah, it was inside and it used to walk around. And then I was like, and I riffed about it one time. And I was like, oh, where's that fucking possum gone? And then I was like, it smells funny in here. Then I talked to the thing
Yeah.
and he goes, yeah, died in here. And we can't find where it is.
Do you know what happened? That is one of my favourite stories ever. Okay, so apparently there's something had died in probably was this possum. Something had died in there. So, Peter James walked downstairs and was like, "Oh my god!" Like just down the first flight of stairs. "Oh my god, that's something's disgusting." And they're like, "Yeah, something's died in there." Like in the green room, like the part where the comedians sit, which is right at the back. He's like, "It stinks. I can't. Oh my god, that's gross. Can you see it?" And they were like, "We don't know. We haven't gone all the way at the back." Anyway, I'm just gonna go have a look. And as he's walking, he's getting getting deeper and deeper into this thick stench. And then he walks into the green room, and deep in the corner, like right in like the green smoke, is Aaron Gox is sitting there eating a burger, and he's like, "Dude, what are you doing? It stinks. Something's died." And he goes, "Oh, has it? I can't smell anything." It's like, "What would you be eating in here?"
I was like, it wasn't something dead. It was Goxie.
It was Goxie.
I actually thought that you're like, it was a dead. And my joke I was going to go is it was just any open mic comedian was sitting there. But
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's actually better.
It was Aaron Gox after a day full of fivers.
Oh.
That was it.
Just making
Back to back, brother.
We had Goxie on, and he was so
He
so
would be
great.
the greatest guest for this podcast.
Well,
I feel.
yeah, but I
because
think
he
that
has had literally every job.
every job. So we were
Every job.
excited to have him on, but the way that we were asking him questions about his job, I think he thought that we were making fun of him, but we weren't. We were like genuinely curious what it was like to have we do all these like air tasker jobs, and he was like, "Oh, I see what you guys are doing." And so in the end, we were like, "We love air tasker. We love you, Goxie."
We weren't trying to pull the piss or whatever.
Yeah,
but
we
we were like, we're
weren't.
genuinely so like, because he literally will do anything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like he'll like, I've seen him do dog walking. I've seen him do. He's said he's done rubbish removal. He's done security.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All very-
I would pay for someone to follow you around with a camera, and I
yeah.
would watch all of this.
Well, you know where you might be able to find someone to do that. Air
Air
tasker.
Goxie, can you strap a GoPro to your head and go live for me, champ? I'm bored. Yeah.
Now, Muggleton, before you were a stand-up comedian, you were a lawyer. Is this correct?
No, I went to law school. I never worked as a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
Not
So
for
you
a
finished
single
it?
fucking second.
Wow.
Yeah.
You finished a degree.
I finished a degree.
Have you paid your HECS debt off?
My HECS debt was paid off in advance.
Whoa. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
you're a rich kid.
Yeah.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank
You
you.
just quick turn. You're a rich kid. You're like,
No, okay, well
I
done.
feel like you guys are making fun of me.
We
all right,
are.
Goxie, fuck up.
We
Go eat a
are.
burger.
We
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is how we do it. So, okay, so your HECS debt is not there. You
Yes.
finish. And did you know when you started law school that this was not you weren't going to finish it? I mean, that you weren't going to actually
Practice.
see it through.
No, like I thought I might. My dad's a lawyer.
Yep.
And I was like, I think we're going to do law. And he was like, all right, you can get the degree, but never do it as a job.
That's
And I was
insane
like,
I
advice.
thought it'd be
Okay.
the other way around because, like, I'm a lawyer. I want my boy to be a lawyer.
I
Why
mean,
would you
maybe
want
it was just like, reverse psychology kind of thing. Like
Yeah,
Meg
that
and me
doesn't
being
make
like,
any
you fucking
sense.
wouldn't be a lawyer, would you, you dog?
Yeah.
You know how your dad talks to you.
Yes.
That's how my dad speaks to me.
Yeah, of
and that's
course.
why I'm not a lawyer. I'm not good with reverse
They're
psychology.
effective,
I'm like,
dude.
I
Great
went to
advice,
I'll
Tasmania.
just take you at your word. I don't know. Hug me. So, yeah. So I went through, and I think like, maybe 3 years in, I was like, no, fuck this. Like, I just didn't like it. It was very funny because I still do the Australia's Funniest Lawyer
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
at this festival.
Any
But
lineup.
do you know that that's a popular lineup, Australia's Funniest Lawyers, and most of the people on that lineup they got similar experience as you. They finished the degree, never practiced.
I think most of them have practiced for a bit. I think
Okay.
I'm probably like the least lawyered of any of them.
All right, but
Um,
I would say you look and sound like the most lawyer.
Thank you. I am condescending.
Yes, exactly.
And people don't like me.
No.
But, it's like it's funny because like I do it and I'm just genuinely baffled because it sells out like every day. Like every day. And I just
Really?
I literally say
Yeah.
that to these people. I'm just like, why are you here? Because a lot of them aren't even lawyers. I'm like,
Oh, that's
you have
weird.
a comedy festival with some of the best comedians in the world, and you're
Yeah.
choosing to see Australia's funniest lawyers.
Yeah,
like
that-
this is a horrifically low bar. That's like
Yeah.
Australia's friendliest South African. What are we doing?
Yeah. Yes,
Like, this
yeah.
is garbage.
Also, it's probably a lot of guys like me going, all right, I might be able to get some free legal advice
Yeah,
if I go to
yeah.
the show. It's like $20.
Man,
That's
honestly,
cheaper
really
than going.
loved your set. Speaking of sets,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, you killed up there. Speaking of killing, I murdered a man. How do I get away with that?
thoughts. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, a lot of them like have practiced in like some capacity. Whereas like I think I went to like one like clerkship night because like I don't know if you know that kind of law school trajectory. Basically,
No.
you know, like the first 3 years. or is it 4 years? One of those, 3 or 4, because it's like a 5-year if you do a combined degree, right?
Okay.
So between years 3 and 4, you get a clerkship, which is essentially you work at a law firm over the summer, and then usually they keep you on part-time, and then when you graduate, you go work there full-time. It's just a soft little entry internship, but they have to call it something different because they're lawyers, because they're cunts. Right?
Yes.
So I went to like one of those where it's like you got to hang out, because this is the only way you get the drinks first. You didn't have to apply. You could just turn up, bars open, off you go. And like you kind of meet the people. It was like an alternative law firm. I know.
A cool one.
It's cool, dude. No. They thought they were fucking cool.
Okay.
This is how you
Steve's got a unicycle.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. You should have seen their band. So you won the right to apply by playing like hashtag games on Twitter. Like they kind of came up with these like hashtag games, and you like had to do like a funny or like interesting response to like the thing.
Oh my
and
God,
then they
this is
picked
so
the best ones, and then
embarrassing.
you could apply to that firm. Right?
Brett, you'd love it.
What?
Yeah.
I'm confused already.
Yeah.
And you're clearly explaining what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and slower than usual.
Yes.
And so,
See, I told you, you can't.
Yeah, he's a mongrel.
yeah, so like, I actually won the right to like do the thing, but I just did it because like you got to like write a letter and like you got to do the whole thing, like be like, please, I want to, you know, and it's
Right.
just I just never. I worked with my dad like a little bit, like kind of
Okay.
helping him out, and like that was kind of it. Because he's like a solicitor in terms like does a lot of conveyancing, wills, power of attorney, like very uninteresting law.
Yes.
Like very necessary, but like not interesting.
Okay.
And I was
Right.
doing that, and I'm like, oh, this is what this actually is.
This is boring. Because in your mind, like you see like Rake or some shit on ABC, you're like, oh, they're doing this, and it's like cool, or Better Call Saul. But really, it's just a lot of reading of boring shit and a lot of boring contracts and
Correct.
fucking not a lot of action.
Just like 120-page lease, and you just got to make sure there's no weird terms in there. And then you send
Oh
it
my
back.
God, I'd die.
Yeah, even
I'd
the
be
thought
so
of
bad.
reading 120 pages.
No, you could have finished the sentence there. Even the thought of
I
reading.
could, yeah, I tuned out as I said 120 pages. Like, oh, deactivated. No, thank
So,
you.
Muggleton, if you if you didn't ever practice, have you ever had a job before?
I have had a job.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
Um,
huge.
I-
What an
we're-
asset to the nation.
Dude, I was there. I paid tax on it eventually and everything. Yeah, no, because like, what were we going like from the beginning? We're going chronological.
Well, what is the worst ever one?
Worst
Like,
job you've ever had?
Well, look, I think the only job I ever quit
Okay.
Great.
was I worked for 3 shifts at a Greek restaurant
Okay.
in a Westfield in the Sydney CBD.
Oh, that's really
Oh.
bad.
Because you know,
that's
like
really
Westfield, I don't know if it's there's one here as well, but like they tried to zhuzh it at one point.
Yes.
Where, like, I think
Yeah.
they looked at like the London model of like
Okay.
Westfields, where it's like, hey, there's a food court, but it's not inside. It's a ring around the building, like a moat
yeah.
of high street chains that you can just
Oh.
fucking go to and eat at. So they're like, what if like it's the one in Pitt Street in Sydney? Like, what if the top level is just like actually expensive restaurants? Like they're
Wow.
not cheap. Like they're like nice restaurants, but in a Westfield. And so it's all
Awful.
about churn, right? It's just like just flip that fucking table
Yeah.
as quick as you can.
And was it busy? Super busy?
It was pretty busy. Like
Mental.
I think like that was the most like hectic place I worked because generally I've realized I've just had like an alcoholic's like career trajectory. Like I worked in a bottle shop, then I worked in a bar, then I ran trivia at bars, and now I'm a comedian.
Oh yeah, it's
That's
a real
that's
slippery
that's all
slope, isn't
alcohol.
it?
Just
Yeah.
proximity to booze.
Yes.
And
You know,
now
it's
we're
just-
podcasting in a bar.
In a bar.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to
Creatures of
get
habit, please
can't wait to
come
get
around.
on one. You know, like, Jesus Christ, this started a bit
You know
slow.
what I mean? Man, I'm shaking with this mic. I can barely fucking hold it. It's nearly 12 o'clock and I haven't had my first beer.
Yeah, so like the Greek restaurant, it was just like because have you guys worked at like restaurants? Because
Yeah.
they just kind of drop you in, right? There's not
Yeah.
like a hey, this is how things work.
No, yeah.
It's just like
It's
follow
just
this
like-
kind of around, wear a black shirt, and now walk over there, and you're on.
Yeah.
And they were just like crazy Greek people. I know what
What
you never
the
heard of
hell?
that before.
At least you didn't have to do the dishes. Whoppa!
Very good,
Good
Brett.
one,
That's
a good one.
cultural
I've baked- thank
reference.
you.
Well
A
done.
little bit racist, but a little
Hey.
bit funny. So we'll let it slide.
I don't think that's racist. That's respectful to their culture.
Yeah,
Thank
they
you.
love
Those
it.
triangle fuckers. Anyway, so yeah, it was this like crazy Greek restaurant. Everyone's yelling at each other. Everyone's leaving. Everyone's getting fired. My mate works there. That's how I got the job. And she's like, I'm pretty sure she's sucking off the chef. The wife doesn't know. Like people are stealing cash. It was crazy. It went under
is
2 weeks.
Dude, I gotta get a job.
Wait,
mental.
2 months. I think it was 2 months after I left. Like it just imploded. Like, you
Right.
know, like the infidelity got found out and like all this other crazy shit happened and like all the money got taken by like some backpacker who they employed.
Fuck
like,
yeah.
you know, it was just
Run,
wild,
dude.
wild shit.
Yeah.
And like I quit after 3 shifts because like I was running at first, which is just like, you know, bringing stuff to the table, flipping the tables, like people yelling at me, holding glasses wrong, like all this other shit. And then on the 3rd shift, they gave me the thing where I stand at the like Bain Marie thing and just tell people where stuff goes. Like I was like sorting the food, I guess.
Right.
Like, you know, that's for that, that's for that, that's for that.
Okay.
And they were like, holy shit, this guy's good.
Oh.
Like
Has
they
he gone
liked
to-
me.
has
They
he
liked
gone to
me at
law
that.
school?
Yeah,
Okay.
right. This guy.
Wow,
man.
he's really condescending.
He's got tertiary education. How can I say table 7 in a condescending way?
Yeah.
Table 7, obviously.
Use
You fucking
Roman
idiot.
numerals.
Is that the moussaka? Of
hell.
course, the fucking moussaka. Jesus
Dude, I love
Christ.
Osaka. Yes.
So and then like it was funny because I quit and clearly there was an issue because like they called and like, can you please like come back?
Oh,
Like
on the
manager
3rd shift,
lady.
they want you back.
They were just like, I quit after the 3rd and they were just like, is there like any possibility that you can come back? And I was like, no, sorry, you're all crazy and I want nothing to do with this. And the lady was like, but I really think, because like clearly everyone just been quitting and the boss was being like, why is everybody quitting? And it was her. You know what I mean? It was like one of those.
There's
So, yeah.
always one, but I love that the Westfield, like the Westfield model, because there's in Perth, Western Australia, we love a Westfield. It's a big, awful shopping complex, and there was nothing to do in Perth. So on Thursdays, we used to just hang out at Westfield. That's how boring it is.
Was that high school or post high school?
High school.
Dude, Westfield Food Court in high school is like the spot. Like that's where
If
you're
you-
hanging.
If you want a Chinese meal that you can't sleep for 3 days afterwards because it's got that much MSG in it, you head to a fucking Westfield. But we'd hang out there, but they recently tried to rebrand it to make it kind of cool to hang out. So they did a, Mum goes, we'll go to a microbrewery. You love microbreweries. But I said, I do love a microbrewery. And we started are we going to the Westfield? Mum, she goes, yeah, they got a microbrewery there.
Perfect.
And I was like, I didn't want to shit on where Mum was taking us. We get there. And I'm like, it's just got Carlton Draft on tap. It's got all the exact same beers you've ever seen, but there's those big tanks, the vats or whatever. And Mum's like, see, it's a microbrewery. And I was like, Mum,
Good on you, Sue.
none of that is plumbed in to fucking anything. So they just had just the big tanks there, kegs, and none of the systems were connected at all. It just was there to look good, and they were still selling Carlton Draft. I was like, fucking Westfield, for fuck's sake.
That is sick though.
That is
like,
pretty
I
sick.
like that. It's like when you got the fold back at the front of the stage during the comedy special, not plugged into anything.
Yeah.
It's just
Turned-
like someone's
turned
got
off.
their set list on
Yeah.
that.
In
But
Bris-
also, I was like, what idiot is fall for this? And my mum's going, it's a microbrewery. It's beautiful. I was like,
everyone in
"Come,
Perth,
come
everyone
on."
in Brisbane, they love a shopping centre as well. They love them. And we moved there for 2 years, and one of the like last straws before we moved back to Melbourne is Lucas's cousins were like, we're going to go to this Thai restaurant. It's amazing. And they're like, Lucas's cousins, they're well off, you know, like they know good things. And we were like, okay, great, all right, awesome. And I think we organised a babysitter, and then as we were going there in the Uber, I was like, this is on the way to Chermside. And we're like, this is in Chermside. It was at the shops. And Chermside, that's the name of their biggest shopping centre. I got there and I was like, what the fuck are we doing at the shops? And they're like, no, this is the nicest Thai restaurant in Brisbane. And I was like, we've got to get the fuck out of here. We've got to go back to
I'm happy to
Melbourne.
go the second or third. I just cannot be in a
shopping-
stale.
I can see Rebel Sports.
Yeah, well lit thing. Yeah, if you can see Rebel Sports, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thai food doesn't taste the same
But
when you
that
look
was
at soccer
all our,
balls.
like, if we were like 16, 17, when we got a license, we'd just drive straight to the Westfield. And
Very
we'd just,
cool.
We'd just walk around. Just, you know, hopefully we could see some chicks from school like, hey, oh, yeah, still don't want to chat to me? Cool, yep.
That's cool. That's
Sick.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
no,
cool.
we're probably going to Hungry Jacks
So
afterwards or something.
is that the worst job you've ever had? Did you go back?
I never went back. No, I was
Oh,
just
wow.
like, you guys are psychotic. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
You didn't even
Great.
go, well, the chef's getting his dick sucked. Maybe I'll go back.
Yeah.
But like, how many years would it take me to be the chef?
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
Like, if I want some dick sucking, I can put 7 years into this industry and become Greek. I'm not. People think I am, but I'm not.
I love it as well. They hired you like, we got to get this good Greek boy. And
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
I'm not fucking Greek. dude."
Muggletonopoulos. one of the
Yeah,
greats.
yeah.
dude. They're on.
It's like my roommate Josh. I said, man, we're going to this Italian restaurant. No, you're Italian. You'll love it. And he's like, dude, I'm not Italian. I was like, you look like you've got a mustache as well. I was like, you look like fucking Mario, dude. You are Italian. He goes, no, like I'm full like Australian or whatever. I was like, what? I saw you make gnocchi the other night. We went to the Italian restaurant. You know how to order? He goes, yeah, I know how to order fucking meatballs, you dickhead. I was like, all right, well, the fucking
Okay.
jury's out.
He knows how to order at the Italian restaurant.
Number 7, thanks. Number 7.
Easily the simplest cuisine of all time. Like no sharing. It's like structured into entree, primi, secondi. Like bang, 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 bang.
He's ordering red wine. I'm like, who is this exotic man?
Can I get a cappuccino? Whoa, dude, brother.
Fucking hell, calm it
It's
down,
all
Papa
happening.
Giuseppe over here.
That's so funny.
So have you ever been fired, Muggleton?
Well, I never got fired, but
Yes.
I
Okay,
can't
great.
believe, fuck, I had 2 food court jobs. So I attempted to get a job in high school at the Portos in the Burwood Westfield food court.
Oh, I love a Portos. The
Okay.
chicken wraps,
Absolutely.
so good.
The Portos are great.
Great chips.
So I got a job, I got a trial shift. And I turned up for the trial shift and I did the job at a Portos, you know, for 3 or 4 hours or whatever after school. And they're like, yep, cool, we'll call you. No worries. Never heard from a Portos again.
They didn't even pay for the trial shift?
No.
Motherfuckers.
Dude.
But
That's
so depressing.
how bad at it was I?
Yeah, you must have
Because
been
there's not
very
a lot
bad.
to do.
No, I can give you the same level. So Portos, I'd say here is on the fast food train.
Yeah.
I got rejected from Domino's.
Well, that's a verse.
Yeah,
One,
and I
$5
did a
pizzas.
shift, and I was like, "What the
Were
fuck's
you
going on?"
making or delivering?
Making. This is
'Cause
before
you would have been a great deliverer.
I would get it so fast to you and sideways.
But if you
but you'd be
turned
missing
up-
2 slices.
If you turn up holding stuff, I'd be like, fuck, we got a pro.
yeah, we got
This isn't some fucking Uber Eats part-time,
Exactly.
just trying to get through. This is
got
a man who's committed to
Yeah.
30 minutes or less.
Exactly, and I had an EF Falcon at the time. I would have got there so fucking quick, dude. I would have got 19 speeding tickets on the way there. But then I
Worth it.
realized, then I was like, man, why the fuck did I get this job at Domino's? And then I'd go back I went, because there was only one Domino's in there, only one pizza shop. And I kept going back, and I was like, oh, yeah, I can see what's going on here. The guy was just hiring any chick with perky tits who was 16. I was like, oh, okay.
So that's why you wanted the job there?
That's why I wanted the job there. There was all
there we
these
go.
hotties working there. I was trying to get in. It's like, brother, let the weasel into the chicken's nest.
Do you think...
Chicken coop, sorry.
the chicken's
So,
Chicken coop. I've had 2 coffees.
Dude, I'm
You're doing
feeling
a
it.
great
I feel
job.
that vibe.
so do you think that was just a scam? Like they were just getting people in to do a trial shift? Or do you think that you were just really bad at it?
Look, I don't think I had the capacity to be bad enough.
Yeah.
They're like, because
We've
I
never-
didn't get corrected on anything. I don't know if they were just like, this guy's unfixable.
Yeah, they're like,
Why
you're
is
not
it
just
you-
putting your hand in the deep fryer.
Why is he
like,
using
"Oh."
his feet?
Yeah.
He keeps putting the bread inside the burger. Like, it's so weird. Like, everyone knows it goes top, bottom.
But
like,
little
yeah.
did you know that they'd be using the chicken fillet as the bread at KFC. So you're a revolutionary guy.
Dude, yeah, I saw the chicken revolution coming.
It was...
I called it, and I was like, you know that the Big Short? I was like that,
Yeah.
but with fillets.
the chicken nest.
You
All
know
from the
that-
chicken
you know
nest.
that real movie? Yeah, but worse. That was me. That was me.
I worked at a place when I first moved to Melbourne. I worked in this awful cafe in St Kilda, and the owners, Lee and Leah, I hated them so much.
Lee
They-
and Lee.
This is
Leah,
two episodes
Leah
you've
and
named
Lee
their names
twice, and I
twice,
hate
2
them
episodes.
so much. They were awful to me.
Leah
They-
and Lee.
Leah and Lee. They were just scum.
They were
just
a
awful.
heterosexual couple?
They were.
Okay.
And
trust
they
it.
were also Greek.
Also
But
Greek.
that was, they were just awful. And what they would do, because it was like lots of backpackers in St Kilda, it was on Ackland Street.
Oh,
They would
yeah.
get every single Saturday and every single Sunday, they would get a backpacker in for like an 8-hour shift where it was just it was so busy all day. And then they would say, we'll call you. And they would never call them, and they would never pay them for their trial shift. And then that person would come back like within a week and be like, so do I have that? And they'd go, yeah. We'll get back to you. Or, oh, sorry, we've actually filled it. But every single Saturday and every single Sunday, there was a
Brand new
poor
person.
backpacker, and I'd be like, this is awful. And they
And backpackers are like
sweating.
so desperate.
Yeah,
Like, I
so
just
poor.
need $8.
So poor.
I need
And
to
they'd
buy,
make it,
I need
they'd
a bunch of
charge them for the
tequila
meal.
shots.
They'd be like, you can have lunch, but you have to pay 50%. So they
Dude.
paid to work there for the whole day. What scum. I hope they rot in hell. I hope they rot in hell.
That was
They were
down
the
the barrel
worst.
as well. That was some pro shit.
I hate them
What were
so
their names
much.
again? Sorry. I didn't catch it the
Lee
9th time you said
and
it.
Leah.
Lee and Leah.
You know who you
St
are.
Kilda.
I think
Greek.
they didn't stay together because she fucked a
Backpacker.
police officer
Oh.
who would come in for his lunch. I don't care. I hope they do listen to this. I hope they
Do
listen
you,
to
want
it.
to, do you know the police officer's name as well?
No, I don't know,
we
but
go-
he would
yeah.
come in a lot. And
Yeah, he would come in.
Yeah,
a lot.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Brady's
okay.
back, baby.
they were awful.
Whoopa.
They were awful. I hope they die really soon.
Okay.
Slowly.
Wow. How long ago did you work
Oh,
there?
a long time. A long time.
Bronny holds on to grudges.
Yeah, I always thought
They
you
were
were very
just
nice.
no, I am very nice, but if someone wrongs me, I will fucking kill them.
Just that
I
recoil.
am nice.
Yeah, so no one saw in the audio. Brett tensed up and was very scared
Pulled
for his
back.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I picked up Ron last weekend and she hasn't let me forget it because I said I'll be there at 8:10 and I rocked up at 8:20. And
You said 8, you fucking idiot.
yeah, but then I changed it to 8:10. Anyway, it doesn't
Sounds
matter.
like someone's
See?
hanging on to something.
I've just proven. And then today I rocked
I
up to
hope
pick her up
Leah,
before
and
the
Brett
podcast
die.
and I said 8:10 and I said I was running late. 8:17. Don't stand out the front. I'll be there at 8:17. I didn't want to get her upset. And then I got there at 8:11, and I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure, Bron saw me there at 8:11 because I messaged her, and I called her, and she walked out at 8:17 to prove a point. Is that not correct, Bron? I've got you here live on the podcast.
I was inside. Lucas was explaining what tariffs were to me. Okay,
And you were
It
like,
was
I want to
taking
hang out in this
ages.
conversation.
No, I was
You wanted to be
learning. I was learning.
mansplained to and not see your
Yeah,
good
well,
friend.
I've
Blake?
ignored it.
You
Yeah,
would have paid attention to your husband as you always do. And what is a tariff?
I'm not telling you, Brett.
Good, because I actually really wanted to know what it was.
Yeah,
It
no.
confuses me. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's really confusing.
Donald Trump's doing them, and it's
I know,
it
in
fucked my
China,
superannuation.
it's really upset, and everyone's really upset about it. And so Lucas is explaining it to me, and so I was listening, and then you was being a sook in my driveway for ages. Oh my God, Brett's
can't
really
win.
upset me.
It is sook in my drive.
Brett's just crying.
Super funny.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
He'll
so,
cry it out. Leave him.
exactly.
Give him a couple of minutes to dry out. We'll go.
So Muggleton,
Please.
if you how long have you been a comedian for?
About 12 years
Yeah,
now.
it's a long time. So and you're very funny, by the way.
Oh, that's
you're,
nice.
You one of my favorite gigs I've done with you is, and it was
Shifts.
I don't give
It feels
a
like a
fuck
shift, dude,
anymore.
when I'm watching you clock on, clock off.
Oh my
Dude,
God,
I don't
that's
care
so
about
rude.
these people at all.
I know when you hate the audience, and
I
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
And you walk out and you're like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yes, so this is one of my favorite
Oh,
gigs
okay,
with
yeah.
Come
Muggleton.
on, man.
It was
I'm
so
a consummate professional.
awesome.
Yeah,
So we were doing a gig together. You were hosting a show at Logan in Brisbane. And it's called a place called Fitzy's.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Jesus
my God.
Christ.
So I had only seen you I'd seen you a bunch of times and destroy every single time.
Yes.
And then I get to, and Fitzy's is notorious for being tricky. You
Yes.
know, like the audience, none of them
Notorious
are.
for being tricky.
Yeah.
Tricky's a word for
What?
it.
It's
They're
not
all,
a
none
gig.
of it's not well
It's not anything. Oh, you go.
none
Fine.
of them are- like so the people the
She's
audience
triggering
is
our guest, Bron. Have some
Hey.
respect.
Dude, I forgot
I've
about
got a
this.
nice story
I
about you
buried
afterwards.
this. I got a
Let's go.
call from the promoter the next day being like, is everything okay? Based on what I said publicly. at that
It
gig.
was awesome. So
Jesus.
the audience are then
This is
a
Brisbane,
lot
by the way,
of
sorry.
this is
Yes.
Logan.
Well, south of
not
Brisbane.
even.
45 south
Logan.
of Brisbane?
Yeah.
It is
Logan's rough.
really rough. And the
Fitzy's
audience
Logan home.
Yes.
Forever in
yes.
there.
And it's not. I think you can see the pokies and the staff are missing teeth, and there's like it's a free gig,
Yeah.
and often the
Tick,
only
tick, tick,
person
tick,
in
tick.
the
This is gonna be
audience
fun.
there'd be maybe 6 people in the audience, and then 3 would be these yucky people at the bar, and then the other 3 would be a man in a wheelchair at the front with his 2 carers sitting beside him, and and the carers would be on their phones because they don't have to watch the show
Wait, he's
at
got
all.
double carers.
He's got 2 carers.
Carers akimbo.
So it's great because
Wow.
it truly was good for numbers for us. But the
Well, not really. They're just staring at their phone.
but with this one that I did with you and you were hosting, there was actually quite a few people in there. There would have been maybe 30 people in
Must
there.
have heard I was in town.
Exactly.
Yeah. They've all come down for the big bomb.
Yes, and we and you came when you got on stage. You were announced. You walked on stage, and this one fella in an Akubra, he yelled out, "Hey Mario!" And you.
Italian.
Because
agree.
your mustache and your tracksuit,
Good
and
stuff.
you stopped what you were doing, and you went, "Do you think that's funny?"
Oh, and I can imagine your face as well. It'd be good, yeah.
And you were like, "What the fuck, dude? Do you think that's actually funny?" And he was like, "No. I'm just saying I'm Luigi. I'm saying I'm Luigi because he had a mustache. Oh, people call me Luigi. Like you could be Mario." And he was trying to fix it, and you refused to let him fix it. You were like, "No, that's a fucking stupid thing to say, mate. It's a fucking dumb thing to say. I've come on stage. I'm trying to
I
do my
love
job.
this.
You're trying to be funny. You're not fucking funny." And you turned on him so hard.
Yes.
And I was sitting up with Nick Carr just at the bench. I was going, this is fucking awesome, because all the dum-dums in the audience were like, what is going on?
We
this
normally
man,
bully them.
He really
hates
he hates us. And you were like, you couldn't hide your resentment towards these people. It was so funny. Do you remember this night?
I remember the night. I want to be clear. He said Mario quite a few times.
Okay.
It wasn't.
It wasn't
just
like
immediate.
It was like Mario. I'm gonna fucking kill you kids. Yeah.
No, it was just like just over and over again, and I'm just like, because I like, and I was just be like, because I look like, and he's like, yeah, and I'm like, cool, man, that's it. And he's like, but I also, and I'm like, no. But then like, because he just wouldn't shut up, so I said to the tech while on stage, I was like, so hey, what's the go if like an audience member won't stop talking? He's like, oh, it's a free gig. We can't do anything. That was his response out loud.
So now they know. They want blood now.
Yeah, now like actually you can't hit kids anymore, and they're like, fucking what? Like, here we go. And so I was just like, oh, great. And the thing that I remember about that gig, because I remember you were like, I've never seen anything as cold as what you just did, which was the guy tried to talk to me in the interval. He was just like, hey, man. Yes. And I just kept looking forward. He was like right there, just in my ear, being like, hey, man, sorry. Hey, excuse me, man. Hello? And I just didn't
And you could hear him as well.
Yeah, he was right here. Like, he was closer than Bron is now. Yeah. And I was just like staring forward, and he was like, okay. And then walked away. And Bron was just like, holy shit.
I love how you remember, because that wasn't even the same guy. It was a different guy. He came over.
Oh, it was a different guy.
Two young fellas. They would have been like early 20s. They were fans of Muggleton.
They were Muggleton. I just wanted to come over if you want to play Mario Kart, and I'll see if you want to be Mario or Luigi. Or maybe be Princess Peach.
He had no Akubra. Two young fellas came over, and one of them goes, hey, dude, I think you're really funny. I think you were completely blanking him, acting like you couldn't hear him. And you just ignored him so brutally, and his mate went, see, dude, I told you he wouldn't talk to you. And then you walked past him. I was like, that was as cold as ice. It was your fans. They've travelled.
Look, I want to be very clear. I don't think they were my fans.
Yes, they were.
And also, I assume they also must have wronged me.
Yes.
I was wronged in one way or another. They weren't beneath me. They were beside me. And that was the problem.
And they were invisible.
When I was on stage, they were fucking beneath me. I remember I closed the show. Weirdly, the only reason I did these fucking gigs is because I was doing like sit down like that Saturday or Sunday for like a tour show.
Yep.
So they're like, come up early and promote your tour show by hosting these other gigs we do during the week.
Right.
No context there. Free entry, essentially open mics paid for by pubs with too many poker machines that literally need to spend money on entertainment or they get fined by the government.
Correct.
So like these are the gigs. Such a
good vibe.
And so
Such an energy.
I just remember closing the show because like the second half was actually okay. Like I don't know who did well. Someone did well. Whatever. And so it was actually okay. And I just remember closing the show by being like, look guys, I think at this stage is like I've been doing comedy for like 10, 11 years. Professionally for like 5 of them in many countries around the world. Yeah. And this is, without a doubt, the worst gig I've ever done. Like this place sucks. Everything about this is awful. And the only reason it's vaguely tolerable is because you, as an audience, are doing more than you should. Like you're okay. In parts, like pointing at the 2 cunts who try to talk to me. But like in parts, and just like, so thank you. This shouldn't work, and I really hope this gig doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't.
And then
I don't think it does. You did your job, Muggleton. You shut that shit down.
That one kid, he's like, I just love Daniel so much.
I know, he travelled.
No, they were cunts. I reckon they talked or something. I don't know. I remember
it was so
something.
funny.
No, there would have to be something.
I'm pretty good at distinguishing between my whites. You know, like I found them in the crowd. They wronged me.
My parents came to a gig the other week, and you were hosting, and Dad must have seen, because Dad's on Facebook now or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I know that guy. I really like his stuff. So Dad's a fan.
Oh, that's nice.
But also, part of me was like, I didn't want to ask any more questions because if I kept digging, Dad'd be like, yeah, tracksuit. Yeah. Like, I've seen him on. I'm like, do you mean Fat Pizza, Dad? Do you mean? I was like, he's a different person.
But I think I'm Paulie Fennick?
Yeah, I think
you're Rebel Wilson.
Outback Comedy Outlaw? That's me.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
Dad, I'll give him a thongin.
By the way, Comedy Outback. What is it called? The
Outback Comedy Outlaw.
Oh, no better comedy special
It's the greatest
in the world.
I was talking to him about it in Adelaide. I did a gig with him. I did Paulie Finnick's speed roast.
Oh my god!
Hell yeah,
Oh
dude.
my God.
Big vibe.
It's crazy.
vibe.
I love
Big vibe.
comedy.
He's
Big
an inner
vibe.
West boy from Sydney as well. We were chatting on that.
Fucking love it.
I'll have to have a look. I've never
I
seen
buried
this.
that gig.
Did you?
I'd buried that Logan Home gig. That was like deep.
Yeah.
Just like.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, it's one I think about it often.
I've got one.
It was awesome.
The dog and parrot. I bombed there so many times that like the third.
Is this at the Gold Coast?
Yeah, I was like, if I bomb there one more time, I'm getting it tattooed on my arm.
Yeah,
So
right.
just so it levels me every time I think I'm good or fucking successful. We just look at the dog and parrot and go, could never conquer that.
Yeah, a Queensland bomb stings especially hard.
Those ones are harder because no one wants to be there and they don't have to be because of the casino, whatever. And they will make you
Yeah.
perform. If there's no one there, you still have to do the gig.
Yeah. Because they just need the gig to run.
They don't care.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, like, funny thing about that Logan Home gig.
Yeah.
People came to the show
Yeah.
based on that gig. I remember when I did my tour show at Sit Down, they were like, we just wanted you to know that we came from Logan Home.
Amazing.
No.
Amazing.
Mario, it's me again. You're like, no, fuck off.
He's like actually dressed as Luigi
Yeah.
this time, being like, it's me, remember? This is what I was saying.
It's me. My brother.
Him and his wife both had matching Akubras. Like I was like, this is you could see it, you could smell them. You know what I mean? Like you were like, this is like Brett's people, low breeds, and I was like this, and he was trying so hard to impress you, and you could not have hated them more. And it's so funny that people were like, I think we should go support him because you would have bashed them if you wouldn't touch him.
I love that you turned them though. You've done something great. That
Dude,
they're like,
brought 'em
you
around.
got them around. They're now muggos. They're
But no,
muggos.
I just remember that call the next day from Fidelity at the Sit Down, just being like, hey man, so we got the report back from Logan Home. Just wanted to check in. Like, is everything all right?
So funny. This gig sucks. You guys are disgusting. You're all vaulting. I don't know why this worked. It shouldn't make any fucking sense. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. See you at my show.
Yeah. But if you would like to see me do the full show.
Yeah, and they did.
If you'd like this for an hour, they're like, yeah, we'll drive an hour.
Actually,
Watch
we
this.
will.
Yeah.
We will. Have you gone back to do that run again?
No.
Okay.
Fucking no.
So what's the worst, like, if you've been doing comedy for 12 years and you have accepted many, many, many gigs, what's
that's
the
what I wanna
worst gig you've ever had?
I was thinking about this. I one thing that I've been going back to recently is a guy got me, like when I was much newer, much worse, much younger, to come and do shows at the Tamworth Country Music Festival.
That makes
here we
perfect
go.
sense.
Yeah.
Here we go.
In the beer garden of the pub, like
Perfect.
free entry, I think.
Yeah.
But for like free accommodation,
Oh,
like
yeah.
we'll put you up, like
Oh,
pub, shared toilet, that kind of energy.
Oh.
And it was just me and Maddie B. That was the other act.
yeah,
'Cause
Maddie B.
I was like, maybe they'll look at Maddie and think he could be one of ours.
Yes.
You know, whereas with me, like I'm in there in my fucking general pants, like short shorts and a fucking snapback, and they're just like,
Fuck yeah.
who is this? Because
Okay.
like Tamworth, have you been to Tamworth Country Music Festival?
No,
I've been to
I don't need
Tamworth
to.
though.
Yeah,
I know
Tamworth
what
Country
the
Music
vibe.
Festival is like, you know how like Jessica Simpson dresses in the Dukes of Hazzard?
Yes.
People just look like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they're just like
But
cowboy
do they
boots,
look like that, though?
cut-offs. Pardon?
Do they look like that
Oh
though?
no, there's a lot more muffin coming out that time. You know what I mean? There is a few more Chico rolls being consumed by a lot of those birds. Anyway.
Yeah, like is that, and I'm just like I've never even seen you people before. Like, you know what I mean? Like we've never been in the same place.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I go.
I don't think the
everywhere.
cross section of people, Daniel Muggleton and people who like Ute Musters. There's not a big crossover.
Dude, yeah.
Besides that one time in Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you about that Summer Nats gig I did.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That would be fucking awesome. Anyway, so like yeah, I'm doing these and like just 3 in a row, and it was just every day, and like they just were like so like because Tamworth Country Music Festival has busking, so there's free gigs all day on the street of people doing country music.
Yes.
Which is what they're there for.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
And then it's just like, would you like to see these two comedians you've never heard of that have nothing to do with country music or know anything about the country or even own a belt buckle?
Yeah.
Like, would you like to see them talk for a bit?
No, thank
and
you.
fuck, they didn't. And it was just like, you know what I mean? It was just like, just every day I'm just like, you know, like a staring, like you're just looking at each other Like on a bad date.
no.
It's like, how did we end up in the same place? Like, we just shouldn't be here. We've got nothing in common.
Yes.
I did like 3 of them, and it was just like the drive up and the drive back, and it was just
It's a big drive.
Big drive. I got one of the hats because they're sponsored by Toyota. Get like a little straw kind of country music hat.
Oh wow! So this is why
Did
the
you wear
guy
the hat
in
on
Logan
stage?
Home
I
liked
gave it a
you.
go, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
did they
well,
like
anything.
it?
Well, everything else I've tried hasn't worked, so maybe that.
Did they like the hat?
I hope so. They didn't like me. Maybe they would have
Okay.
liked me less if I wasn't wearing the hat. But it was just like 3 of those. Like because I'm just like, I've done so many weird gigs.
Do they heckle you?
No.
Do you get heckled a lot?
No.
Don't you?
No.
Why do you think that's the case?
I just feel like I don't leave a lot of gaps for them to have a chat.
Okay.
Like in the way that I do. Like, I'm not really opening myself up to it. And also just the demeanor.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I
demeanor.
think
I'd be
they know that you're going to be mean.
Yeah.
If you want to be, I know you got that switch in you.
And you're the yeah, exactly. You're the one with the microphone, and you're very cutting. So I imagine and everyone is scared of you. I'm not scared.
This
You
is
can
a
say what you
scathing
want.
review of a podcast for you. By the way.
No, it's because I think it's because you're very quick, and so I think
Yeah.
that people would be like, he's gonna read me for filth.
But
Yeah.
some people love it. Like
Yeah.
I found it's really funny because like I feel like I've just been in Perth and Adelaide, and then now I'm in Melbourne, and like Melbourne, it kind of seems like everything's kind of as it should be. Like it seems quite normal again. But I feel like
Yeah.
Adelaide and Perth are like genuinely like a little bit behind the rest of Australia, in that like they're kind of going through their post-COVID behavioural issues. Like they're a
Right.
little bit chatty. They're like, I can be a part of this because I had more chirp in Adelaide this year than I ever have. ever.
Really?
Like it was
That's
amazing
weird.
how many people just wanted to yell stuff
That's weird.
like out. Like yeah, which for me very uncommon. And I
Yeah,
was just
especially
like,
in Adelaide.
okay.
I feel like they're really conservative audiences in
I
Adelaide.
had some weird ones this year. Yeah, no,
In Adelaide,
I had
did you?
I had like the world's biggest guy. Like he was fucking huge. Walked in like 20 minutes into the show, sat and it was the only chair was free. Was the front row, and he sat there with his wife, and then he put a beer onto one of my props, and I'm like, oh, I said, nah, you've misread this, brother, and I gave him back the beer, and he sculled it. He goes, oh, sorry, mate, sculled it.
And put the
and then
empty
he-
one back.
No, he put the empty one on the ground. He goes, oh. I was like, you want to get another beer, don't you? He goes, yeah. Well, I've got to sit here, don't I?
Oh my god.
So that was 20 minutes in. So he's interrupted the show. Biggest man in the world coming into this take. It took him 10 minutes to sit down. 'cause
Oh
he's a
my
fucking
gosh,
ape.
that's the worst.
And then he skulls, and then I'm like, just go get a beer. He goes, oh, okay, can I? And I go, yeah. And don't fucking come back in either.
yeah.
Oh my god. I've had
That
more
is weird.
interruptions
That's
in Adelaide
weird.
this year.
That's weird. And so you had the similar vibe.
Yeah, just kind of chat, like not really heckle, but like just like a bit of chat. Like my favorite one was like these ladies like in the
Well, they
front.
are outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can see the Ferris
Yeah.
wheel.
They
There
are
are
possums,
raccoons
you know
running
that.
around. This is
Yeah.
on you. It's probably not even the audience. It's probably just people walking by.
mating
and
season.
that fence is not
Yeah.
soundproof or see-proof. You can see through the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I remember I was talking about like having a kid, and then there was like a lady trying to quiet a baby the other side of the fence, and I was just like, "This is triggering.
Yeah,
this is
actually
terrifying
changed my
stuff."
mind.
Yeah, it was like, ugh. But no, yeah, just these were. It was so funny. They were kind of talking amongst themselves, like they were just wasted on like a Wednesday. But they were telling me like their country girls are in the thing for a bit. They're just having a good time, kind of thing. Then one time they just started laughing uncontrollably, and I'm like, "Oh, what's going on?" And they're like, "No, too
Was your
much."
dick out?
No.
Oh.
They were as I exited the gardens, they were getting their caricature done. If you're wondering the kind of people we're talking about here, they're like, we're in the big smoke. Let's get the fucking caricature in.
Yeah, Brett Blake
Want to see
shows
my
down.
biggest features,
Brett Blake shows down the hallway, guys.
dude. It was like awesome. And then they're like, come here. Like, you know, these people have just kind of disrespected you publicly and like kind of
Yeah.
made the show about them for a minute. Like, come here. And I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go. Like, you know, what are they doing? And they're like, the reason we were laughing is because my friend noticed you have really feminine hands.
Oh my god.
To be honest, pretty funny, dude. Yeah.
I was laughing so hard. I was like, why didn't you fucking tell everyone? That's very funny. Because we were laughing too hard. We couldn't
We couldn't
pause
get it
for
out.
long enough to tell people
Oh
about the
my
feminine
God.
hands.
So you're getting bullied.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
And that's why he
Adelaide.
wears gloves on stage now. Fucking they call him the OJ
You
of
should-
the.
Yeah,
We've
so-
only got fingerless. Is that okay? Fucking no. I need these whole things covered.
They're so
You
feminine.
should stop
Yeah.
getting acrylic snap-ons then.
Dude, yeah. I don't know.
Imagine.
They're very feminine.
They
Like,
are.
they've never-
They're
I've
lovely.
looked at them. They are
And
quite.
don't you say that one of that's your dad's wedding ring and that's your mum's wedding ring?
Yeah, I can wear
Oh,
my
so-
mum's wedding
yeah,
ring
you
like
do
for
have-
size. Like we didn't get it resized. It was just good to go.
Yeah, because you do. They've
Yeah.
got you've got much more. You've got more feminine hands than I do.
Yeah, that's a hand that's never done a day's
Day's
manual
work.
labor.
Hey, he worked in a Greek restaurant for 3 days.
That's
you know
true.
that. He
That's
said that
He
earlier.
was pointing where the
He
plates
said
go.
that.
I worked in some bars.
Did you?
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So your
bottle
worst
shops.
gig of all time is the Country Music Festival.
Well, it was just because it was so insane to say yes, and then like
Yeah.
it was just so
No.
insurmountable.
What's the drive? How long does it take to get there?
5.5 hours from Sydney?
Oh, that's a long drive.
So same as me when I did
that.
Nimbin Mardi Gras. It's like, why was I? Those two energies don't mix. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way I was going to do well at that gig. And I ironically had a gold hat that had a marijuana leaf on it, and it was all Diamantes. And I was like, this will be funny.
Yeah,
they
that's
hated
perfect.
it.
Why?
They hated
That's
it.
just not the
dude.
vibe in Nimbin,
No,
bro.
no.
Okay,
they're
sorry.
kind of like-
Commercial stoner?
Oh,
yeah,
They're
yeah.
actually really alternative stoner.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they think they're different, but they're not. They're all
Yeah.
fucking losers.
Like they actually sew their own hacky sacks.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, see, I would have thought
The
you would have done well
unwashed.
in
No,
Nimbin.
no, I actually thought the
Was
same.
you working
It's-
class?
till I went there, and they hated me. And
Because I can imagine them hating Muggleton.
yeah, they liked
For sure.
Marty Bright, who's a great comedian. I think he
Yes.
listens to the pod as well. He killed.
Yeah,
Every
he would have
fucking
done
single
really
night,
well.
because he's just a very open, like, honest guy. He's kind of a hippie as well.
Big
So,
hippie.
big hippie. So he fits into that mold. Kyle Legacy was on. He just
He
fits
did-
that mold because
Does he
he's
do well?
yeah, because he's like up there having like riffing or whatever. But soon as I'd go on, I was headlining and I moved to opening, like within like a show. They're
And
like,
then I moved to Melbourne.
yeah, dude. I went from like, dude, you just closed 2:20 to like, hey man, just like 2 or 3 minutes at the top's fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Getting that bump.
Oh, brutal.
Oh
Dude.
yeah,
That's-
yeah.
yeah.
And the only time they liked me, and it was a crazy setup. And I've mentioned this before, but they had an anti-vaxxing booth with a photo of a dead kid.
An anti-vaccine booth.
Yeah, it was like-
you were
it was-
going there
it-
to
no,
not
it-
get vaccinated.
Oh
What
Yeah,
happened?
it was
God.
information on why you shouldn't vaccinate kids.
Shit.
And there was a memorial, like, of this dead kid who died from a vaccine
Oh
with
my
candles lit around, and
God.
you could see it from the stage.
That's beautiful. That is
It's
fucking insane.
insanity, right? Yeah. But people were killing it.
Wow.
I died every night, and the only night I did well is I turned on the audience. I was like, "You're all fucking pieces of shit.
Perfect.
You're
It
fucking
works.
It
low
works.
breed.
It works,
You
dude.
Well
think
done.
you're fucking better than me? You're fucking not."
Right.
And I just went
you turned
around.
to
and it was-
Muggleton.
Can't believe
Yep.
you're running my gear.
Dude, I turned on them for 5 minutes so hard, and I refused to get off the microphone. I was like, "This festival's fucked. You can't even afford a light. There's some fucking shrine to a dead kid over there. Fuck. I think I said, I think it was along the lines of, if I came into this world and I saw that you were my parents, I would have fucking left it as well. I went."
Shit,
Yeah,
Freddie.
I went
Yeah,
hard.
they liked it.
And they loved it. Not that last bit, I went too far. I lost him again there. I went,
Shocker.
okay, went too far, but I had him for a while then. Yeah. I full flipped. Yeah, I was like,
Dude,
okay.
That was like, yeah, actually, that just reminded me, like, have you done silent comedy here? Like, you know, the silent comedy festival at the Arbory, where it's like next to the
I've
train
seen-
station?
So this is
Oh,
everyone's
the
got.
headphones on?
Yeah,
No, I'm not doing that ever.
I've
was that
done
bad?
that. It's actually usually pretty good. Like, you walk and be like, this is going to be horrific, but it's actually just kind of like a weird utilization of space.
So the idea is everyone's got headphones on,
Correct.
and you've got a microphone, and they can hear you. No one else.
Correct.
Like, yeah.
'Cause, like,
Okay.
it's right next to a train station, so like the noise bleed would be untenable. But
Yeah.
with it's all fine, you know.
I just fart into the microphone and be like,
That's
bye.
great.
They
That's
would
what you
love
could
that,
do.
dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking hot shit.
That's my Nimbin gear.
And then you say silent but deadly and walk off. Big vibe. Yeah. No, so like I did one of those, and I was on a hot streak of silent comedy. These are the
Really?
kind of hot streaks I enable myself to. And like I was going real good, and I got this thing. They bring me a tiny VB like throughout the set, just so people would know I'm one of them.
Yes. Okay.
I'm a relatable comedian,
Yeah.
folks. Let's not suggest otherwise. So they bring me the tiny VB, and I'll be like, this makes my
Well, for your
feminine
feminine
hand.
hair. Yeah,
Yes,
the feminine
okay.
hair looks
Look at
beautiful.
me.
with the
Yeah.
VB.
Look, there's a bloody bloke right there.
We thought he was a Sheila with those hands, but then we saw a VB in it. We're like, there must be a bloke. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then one time I've very rarely had this, like when a set's going well, and then just like, you could cut it in two. It was just something. I don't even remember anything that was said that was crazy. And the audience is just like, no. And then silence for
Well,
like
that's
the
the point of
complete
it.
rest
Yeah.
of the thing. Like, as in, pin drop silence for like the next 10, 15 minutes. I forget how long I had to do. And it's just that
But
thing
they
when you're
can't
up
clock
there.
that anyone else doesn't find it funny because they can't
No,
hear.
because you can hear laughs.
Oh, no,
You
but they can't hear.
They can hear laughs too.
Because
Because like it kind of picks up the mic feed and that kind of gets some of the laugh. Like, so you can actually hear it. So you're just like this room, well, not even room, this fucking outdoors full of completely silent people just staring at you for like 10 minutes, and you're looking at the train tracks being like, maybe. Like, you know, just
and
maybe,
they're not
maybe
thinking
tonight's the
maybe,
night.
they're thinking definitely.
Definitely.
You should.
Yeah, do
Close
it.
strong.
Yeah. Start strong, finish strong.
Yeah, and it was just so funny because just like, you know, the thing with like, I thought I was pretty good at this and I'm just completely powerless. And like, because you can't use any tricks because like, you know, usually you could fuck with the crowd a little bit or whatever, but they've got headphones. Like you can't really talk to them. Like there's not really any way to split them. And then like, so I just bombed for like 10 straight minutes. And I just remember walking off stage just being like, fuck. Like just, you know, wow. And then I remember Mooney comes up to me and is just like, that was great. You look like a batsman in cricket who got out and didn't realise how. Like, just, how did I find the fucking edge on that? Yeah, just shaking your head, just going, what?
I was out 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's so, I've done so many weird gigs. But yeah, most of them aren't bad though. Like,
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Like,
That's great.
I think a lot of the times we as like comedians kind of jump and we're like, this is gonna be fucking awful.
Yeah.
And sometimes in Logan Home you're spot on.
Yeah.
But other times you're just like, actually it was completely fine.
That's a
Well,
fun
that's why you
one.
lower your expectations, and if it's slightly better than that, great.
Do you
Done.
prefer Melbourne audiences or Sydney audiences?
Sydney.
Okay.
Of course.
How come?
Well, I'm from there.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I just feel like Sydney, like Melbourne's good. Like everyone complain about Melbourne, soft, like it's like it's fine. But Sydney, I just feel like it's just a little bit busier and angrier, and like I've also just got so much more shorthand. Like I can fucking guess where most of the cunts are from or whatever.
Okay.
Like, I can just really,
yeah.
So if there's like
You know
any
the lay
like
of the
fuck
land.
around, like you can just be so specific, and they love it.
Yeah.
It's like me in Perth, because I'm like blah 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 blah, and then I go I'm Forestfield, and they go, oh, we know you.
Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
context for you.
Yeah, like,
Yes.
oh, even if I just say, I just say the postcode, and the whole audience.
Yeah.
I'll go 605.
Oh, it is.
And they're like, oh, fuck. And I'm like, yeah, they let one of us in. They're like, fuck, there is one of them in here.
I didn't realise how good it was to play on home ground because I grew up in Canberra and I've only gigged it I think twice, and both times I'm like, oh, just knowing a reference or knowing a school, you just need to know one, and they're like, ah, and you're like, this is easy.
It's like, I go, oh, this is how Perth I am. I've been knocked out 3 times at the Hungry Jack's Fremantle, in Hungry Jack's Fremantle, and people are like, oh, yeah. There's a lot of fights there. Yeah, like just those little fucking keys that you can unlock.
Yeah, it just gives you that kind of 360, like, you know, they completely... Yeah, because Canberra's probably my second favourite, actually.
Oh, that's good.
I think Canberra's awesome.
Canberra
Yeah.
surprisingly has a really good crowd, and they've got really good gigs. I love
It's
Canberra.
cool. They've got money.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think it's surprising. They're all government like employees, so
And
they
they're from
work
everywhere.
9 to 5. So like,
Yeah.
there's no overtime, there's no stress. You can't get fired. You can't get
cannot
fired. You
get
cannot get
fired.
fired.
Can you not get fired?
Nah, if you work for the government, you cannot get fired. It is impossible.
Yeah.
And then they're like they're ready to go. Like Canberra people are just like, I'm bored, I got cash, fuck me up, and you're like, let's go.
And they're so happy that you've come all the way.
Absolutely,
They're like, oh,
and
thank you.
they get every reference.
Yeah.
Every reference. Like they never miss it. They're good. But Sydney's good because like I feel like there's just a little bit of empathy sometimes, whereas Sydney is callous. They're just like, we don't give a fuck.
Oh, that's
Everything's so
good.
expensive.
Yeah.
Just say
Yes.
it, dude.
So
just say it.
say it's
I
fucked.
had an interview recently for a ladies magazine, and I won't say which one.
Zoo?
And
FHM.
She, no
Playboy.
way. Excuse me.
Playboy.
And,
Big Slut
the lady-
69.
I
The
didn't
Country
know-
Women's Cooking Association.
I thought it was like a national, like it was going to be for this national thing. But she was saying also, what are the audiences different in different cities? And I was like, yes, actually they are. I've just done Perth and Adelaide, and they're like polar opposite. Perth are just so rough and ready, and they laugh at absolutely everything. You can do a silly face and they laugh, like they've got money, they don't care. But Adelaide, they're conservative and they're worried you're gonna like whatever you've said has offended someone in the audience, and they pull back. Like you have to be like, well, flies in Perth certainly doesn't fly in Adelaide. And she said, oh, okay, any other cities? And I said, well, I find Melbourne really easy. They that's a really easy audience. But I said Sydney's a bit trickier because of the rat race there. It's harder, it's more expensive. Everyone's like, to get there is like the traffic's fucked, or like the PT shit. And last time I was there, the weather was so bad, so everyone had to line up in the rain to get in, and they sat down. It was an hour, and they were all thinking, oh fuck, I can't afford rent. Oh god, so that was hard. And then she's like, so are you looking forward to coming for the Sydney Comedy Festival? And the whole thing was for Sydney Comedy Festival. And I because I wasn't saying like they're shit audience, but I was saying it's fucked to live in Sydney. That's what I was saying. And they were like, oh, wow, thanks so much. She did not like me at all.
She didn't publish it?
I don't know. I hope not. I fucking hope not. No one's coming to my Sydney show. If,
Why? What do you
that's
mean?
the
Sydney
case.
people are like, she gets it. And then just go to the
Yeah,
show.
I would have been like, yeah, it is hard.
It
yeah.
would be hard. And the
We
fact
don't
that
give a
they've
fuck.
come, I'm like, I'm like astounded anyone ever buys anything in Sydney because it's just so
fucking
expensive.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. Unless you've got a really rich dad like Daniel Muggleton.
Oh,
you.
she had to
Thank
get
you.
one more
Congratulations.
Justin before we leave.
Congratulations.
Yes. Now, Daniel, where can people see you? Where are you touring? What's you on social media?
Tamworth?
Tamworth Country Music Festival every year.
Logan.
I'll be performing.
Eight shows.
I'll be performing silent comedy outside the big guitar. Lock it in, brother. Yeah. When is it coming?
Probably-
Maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
So
Okay.
Melbourne, are we done? Sydney?
Yeah, I'm doing Sydney Comedy Festival, Brisbane Comedy Festival,
Great.
Perth Comedy Festival, Newcastle Comedy Festival.
great.
Doing my first tour of New Zealand in
Oh,
June.
exciting.
I don't know when that is, but late June. And then
And
I'll
will
do
you
like
be
an
going with the
Australian
family?
tour. No, fuck no.
No. Okay. Gotcha.
No,
Can't bring the dog to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Bloody love to, dude. But yeah, so New Zealand and then Edinburgh in August.
good on you.
I'll be there
great.
with you.
Back in
I'm
Edinburgh
very
for-
excited.
Very exciting
Oh, that's
to be back
awesome.
in Edinburgh, and then
I've just got a bill for my hotel room that I haven't not staying in from 6 months away. It's nice.
You
Nice
got
to
the
get
bill
a-
already?
Nice to get a bill already
you're
today.
staying in a hotel for Edinburgh.
No, it's like a student accommodation
Oh, right.
thing or
Oh,
whatever.
it's
But they've already
disgusting.
sent.
I was gonna be like, all right,
No, you
fancy man.
No, you get your.
I see how
you
it
get
is,
your
brother.
own, you get like you share like it's like you get your own room, but it's like a communal space or whatever.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly
But
what you're
I've-
talking
I've-
about.
But
Yeah.
I've got a bill for it now.
Well, yeah,
I'm about
because
to
you
pay
got
it now.
You got to pay your deposit, then you got to secure the booking. Come on,
Oh.
mate. Grow up.
Come on.
Yeah, but it's like you pay 10%.
Be from Sydney, just pay for shit, cunt.
Yeah.
Just pay for it. Stop
Hey.
complaining.
Not me, man. I just walk around with my finger in my ass.
Parking's $7 all night. Oh, it's a bit much. Fucking
is.
grow up.
My rent's gone up
$20 a week. Grow up.
That was actually me when I
Yeah,
was
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're like, can you believe this?
Oh my god.
I got to pay $1,040 extra a year. Ugh.
Oh my god. Sorry,
what was I gonna
Sydney.
say?
Sorry, Sydney.
No, we love Sydney, dude. Fuck, I don't
And
think.
social
Oh,
media.
sorry, just quickly, Edinburgh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been to those student accom where it's not your own room, where it's like the room, and then like you kind of got the shared everything.
Yeah.
And it was me with 5 old men, 5 old men
That
for a full
sounds
month
awful.
eating
Hey, it's
Edinburgh
called work,
food.
hey. It's not the first time you lost your
5 old
divinity.
men.
It stinks.
1 bathroom.
Ew.
5 old men.
Oh, and they love doing long shits, old men.
Every time I sat on that seat, it was warm.
Ew.
Every single time.
Man, that
there
shit
was
sounds
used
nice.
toilet
Like a
rolls
cuddle.
on the ground like bullet casings after a fucking Gatling gun. And he just waved through them to shit on this warm throne, following some of the
awful.
greats.
Oh
into
my
the bowl.
gosh.
And
But
I
you're
was
not
like,
staying there this year?
No, I was
Well,
like,
I'm
never
glad
again.
I'm-
I was
I'm
just
glad
like,
it-
fucking never again. Like,
Good for
there's a
you.
reason all you cunts are single. Jesus Christ.
And
Have
Brady-
some self-respect.
Well, It's
but-
Brady.
Yeah, that's me. I've just paid $3,000. I said, lock it in. Sounds great. Didn't I? Could have told me 10 minutes ago, mate. Yeah.
No, that one has its own bathroom. I know the ones you're talking
Yeah,
about. They
yeah.
have their own bathroom. A
Oh.
crucial
They
have
addition.
my own bathroom. That's
Yeah,
my only-
little
that's my
cabin,
only-
brother.
I said,
Oh, that's
Brady needs his
nice.
own bathroom.
Freddie needs his own bathroom.
I need my own bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deeper.
Socials.
Socials, please.
Socials. Yeah, just grab at Dan Muggleton on like Instagram, TikTok, all of that stuff, and then Daniel Muggleton Comedy Facebook, and then YouTube. I think it's just Daniel Muggleton, and then listen to the Flog Cabin podcast.
Oh,
Great
Flog Cabin.
podcast.
Very
Yes.
funny.
Previous guest Andrew Hamilton. You're on there with him.
Oh yeah, he used to have a job. I've heard,
Yeah.
and he
Yes, he
tells
did.
everybody about it all the time.
Yeah,
all
not-
of the
has
time.
he's been to jail. Have you
Are
heard
you
of this?
sure?
No,
Yeah.
that's a bit. That's not a thing.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
never actually went inside.
okay.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
Yeah.
he was in the one beforehand.
Yeah, he was actually just working at Club Med
Yeah.
for those 6 months during COVID.
Also,
he
I
was
love
being
how
a gay dancer.
I love how we
That's a
bully.
profession. That's a real thing.
I love how we bully him because he's not near us and can't hurt us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I do it pretty close to him.
Yeah, I know. He's a
You
soft
do
We
it to
go
him all the
back.
time.
Guys, if you're not already in the Patreon, make sure you jump on board. We've got this podcast will obviously be on YouTube as well. The Patreon's only $5 a month. We'd love to have you part of the community, ad-free, bonus content. Get around it. Make sure you follow Daniel Muggleton on all the socials and go see him at all the festivals. I've been Brett Blake, and this has been Brian Lewis.
Woo!
And this has been Daniel Muggleton.
Yay!
Bye!
We did it.
I've been fired from a lot of places.
You have.
I've been fired from so many places.
I went into the class one day, real bullets, like real bullets.